Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to day 4 of Voice Notes with Zahida. This is my 30-day series here on YouTube, where for the next 30 days, I'm sending you voice notes from the big sister you never had. As a mother of 2, one of my children is special needs, subhanAllah. I've married for 19 years and I run a business that's been around for over a decade, mashallah. And I have mentored and facilitated thousands and thousands of people over the years, alhamdulillah. And so I'm sharing the kind of things that I wish I knew 20 years ago. Like I wish I knew a long time ago. And sometimes my clients will say they wish they knew these things. So let's get straight into it. When you are considering someone for marriage, why should you bother to be picky? Why should you bother to ask the right discerning questions to figure out whether this person is a good match or not? Because if your naseeb is written, if you read your istikhara, what difference does it make to take the time to figure out if this is a good person by asking them the right questions, knowing which red flags to look out for when you are in the process of selecting a partner? And I'm going to share something with you that happened yesterday that absolutely, it shatters me when I think about it. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So in my program that we run, in my program called The Reclamation, one of the ladies stepped forward. She is very learned, mashallah. Her husband was very learned. He is marhum, may Allah grant him Jannat al-Firdaus. And she was heartbroken. She came onto that call with so much grief and so much worry, not just because she has lost her husband and her children no longer had their father. That was enough of a pain. But on top of that, she had the pain of the fact that this man, this learned man, this good man had passed away without leaving a will. And this was not the only, there were a lot of things in their marriage that wasn't working. And this was the pinnacle. He passed away. He didn't leave a will. He left his financial issues in a mess. And it's not okay. May Allah forgive him and grant him the highest stages in Jannah and make it easy for my client. But it is not okay. And this is why I'm trying to tell you guys that when you're choosing a life partner, understand which life are you focusing on. Yes, you want that person to be good for your dunya, but are they good for your akhirah? Them being good for your dunya is not sufficient. They must be good for your akhirah, meaning that all of their decisions must be driven towards succeeding in the akhirah. Because when you understand what the situation is in your grave, when you haven't left a will, then you will make sure that that happens. May Allah guide us to goodness. And sometimes someone can be 5 times salah, they can be a learned person even, but they don't have these things in check because they haven't worked on themselves. And a big part of this, I think specifically with this will issue, is that in our community, people don't like to talk about money, they don't like to think about money, they don't like to plan around money. We as an ummah have villainized money to the extent that we don't even give it its due right regarding the akhirah. It makes sense that if you are so averse to speaking about money and you think, oh, money is so evil, it's just this necessary thing and I just have to sort it out, then you don't sit down and go, how am I planning for my akhirah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has entrusted me with money, He's entrusted me with rizq. How am I going to make sure that it's sorted out in the akhirah? So ladies and gentlemen, when you are choosing a partner, but especially for you ladies, take into consideration, is this the kind of person that's planning only for dunya? Some people don't even plan for dunya and they don't even plan for akhirah. That's not someone you should consider at all, right? And then you get people who plan really well for the dunya, but they don't plan for the akhirah. And then you get people who plan for the akhirah, but they don't plan for the dunya at all. Look for someone who is planning for both, and most importantly, be someone who's planning for both. Because if you yourself are not planning for both, then you're not going to even know some of the questions. And I am working on a checklist to share with you guys. Maybe by the time this video airs, it will be ready, inshallah. But I want you to think bigger when it comes to marriage. The way marriage is portrayed in our community and in the West is that it's all about romance and it's all about, doing fun things together. And that's an important part of marriage. I want for you guys to have fun in your marriage. I want you guys to get along. But if you marry someone who's only focused on the here and now and who is not building the akhlaq, and not building the emotional intelligence, then first of all, those fun times will be very short-lived, because if someone is not working on the akhlaq, is not working on the emotional intelligence, as they start to deal with life stresses, they're going to have less and less of an ability to have fun with you, to be a nice person. People who are not emotionally intelligent get stressed out about everything in life and then take it out on their partners. This is why we have a crisis of marriages in our ummah, subhanAllah. So think about how their emotional intelligence is going to impact not just the relationship you have with them, but it's going to impact whether or not they're thinking long term. And so when I'm telling you guys, be fussy and be picky, understand that this is so much bigger than the here and now. It's about your aakhirah. There was another situation with another client who lost a family member, and this family member passed away, and the will has not been executed properly because the person who was appointed as an executor refuses to do that. There has been a lot of foul play. And this person was the person she chose to be with, subhanAllah. This person was the person that she married. So think about that. Choose someone that should you die, you can trust them to be a good executor of your will. Choose people who are thinking about the akhirah and not just about the dunya. And this short-sighted notion that we've developed in our community of like, oh no, if he's a nice person and the family is good, bismillah, say yes. There's so much more to it than that. You have to look at what strategy this person has in life, what emotional intelligence, what akhlaq. And so if anyone tries to tell you differently, I want you to remember this video, because this is not just about your dunya, it's about your akhirah too. And true success is prioritizing that. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what really stood out for you in today's videos. If you have any questions, is there anything specifically you want me to make a video on next or voice note on next? Take care, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.